Dinner tonight is going to be brine pork chops, scalloped potatoes, and asparagus. These are brined overnight. They can go for up to 24 hours if you like. They're not a thick cut, they're a thin cut because I thought it'd be easier for people to learn with a small pork chop opposed to a 2-bone, which is 2 inches, which is delicious, but it takes a lot of time and it's a little tedious. With these though, they're gonna cook the same way, they're gonna brine the same way, and they're gonna be just as good. So, for your brine, you're going to use 2 cups of hot water. You're gonna put in a cup of sugar. Oh, I'm sorry, half a cup of sugar, half a cup of salt, 1 teaspoon of juniper berries. I like to use a lot more than that. I use about 3 tablespoons. Same thing with peppercorns. I use 3 tablespoons of peppercorns. Then you're going to take a whole head of garlic and you're going to cut it in half right down the middle. So you've got the end on one side where it grew, and then you have the other side. And you're going to reserve the 1 piece of garlic for later in the recipe. And then you're going to get 2 large sprigs of thyme. It doesn't have to be fresh, but it's so much better that way. And of course, you're going to be using it in the end prep as well and basting it with that. So you're going to take your 2 cups with your water and you're going to bring it to a boil, and then you're going to add your ingredients, your sugar, your salt, your juniper berries, your peppercorns, and your sprigs of thyme. Bring it to a boil, stir it, take it off the heat. Then you're going to take 5 cups of ice. So you're going to want to go to the store and get a big bag of ice, and you dump them directly in to the pot that has, I like to use the same pot, it's just a lot easier. And you're going to just put the cold water in there, let it like really get cold. Don't put the pork chops in until you're sure it's come down in temperature. So you want to give yourself salmonella. Then you're going to place them all together and you're going to cover it, and you're going to put it in the refrigerator for 12 hours at the least. 24 is really nice. Then you're going to take them and put them aside, and you're going to pat them dry. You're not going to rinse them because you don't want to take the sugar coating off of them, because that's what's going to give you the golden, beautiful brown on these. They're going to like glisten. So we're going to set these aside for the next hour because we want them to come to room temperature, because meat cooks much better if it's kind of room temperature all the way through, so it doesn't like, you know, towards the bone. You want to make sure you get it good and cooked. So we're going to set these aside for an hour, and then we're going to take our sliced potatoes, and they're all ready to go, and so are our onions, and then we'll make our roux just before, an hour before it's time to eat. So these take about an hour in the oven. I'm also making asparagus. I'm just going to cut the ends off. I like really thin asparagus, but haven't been able to find any lately, so it's kind of big. But we're going to put that in a pan, and we're going to put that in the oven at the end of this, and they'll come out together. I'll show you that later.